Hey everyone, it is Kat
And Amber.
with Wandering Soup, and today we wanted to share with you our experience going to
Chichen Itza.
yes,
Amazing, y'all.
very. Now, what you see right now is us actually driving through the nearest small town, which is right on the outskirts of Chichen Itza, and this town is called
Piste.
Piste. Yeah, I wanted Amber to say it first because my sister and her Spanish. So anyway, it's a beautiful little town, very, very small, but if you want to stay there are restaurants, there are hotels, motels, possibly more along that line versus a hotel, but it's definitely doable. If you want to see some local culture, then you can definitely do it in that town, again, right outside of Chichen Itza. So we wanted to talk to you about pricing, the experience, and show you a little bit of it as well. We're coming up on actually entering the park itself or the site itself. There's parking, paid parking. I think it was like 60 to 80 pesos?
Right. It depends on your car size, but yeah, it wasn't any more than 80 pesos just to park. And it was there was plenty of parking actually
Today.
at that time.
Yeah. A lot of tour groups, tour buses, and things like that. You can also park outside of the site and not have to pay parking, but you're going to walk a little bit if you do that. Once you get up through the main entrance, you pay your ticket price, which was, I think, 487 pesos per person as an adult over the age of 12. And then you do a temperature check, of course, with COVID.
Oh, and before you come, y'all, make sure you bring your pesos with you. There are ATMs there, but they charge pretty high fees and they don't always work. So if you're gonna head over there, go ahead and have cash or efectivo on you.
Right. So when you walk outside of the entrance after you pay and your temp is checked and all those things, you're gonna see some vendors that are leading to the pathway to actually get to the site itself. There are vendors spread throughout the entire site, so no need to rush and buy any souvenirs here. I would keep it moving. But you can always shop if you want.
It's hard to do. It's hard not to look and to touch stuff.
But feel free to. Feel free to. So yeah, like I said, there's a lot of vendors, and this is the bigger portion of them. But they're everywhere, and they're on you. So be advised, they're definitely trying to sell you some stuff. So once you get through the vendors and you walk out into this space, and this is what you see. Isn't that beautiful? Just look at that. There's the temple, the pyramid itself, and then around it is the actual buildings of the city. So bring some shoes, some good comfortable shoes, and try to pick a day where it's not too hot, because it was definitely warm that day, but it wasn't super hot.
Right, you're not exactly under trees for most of it, so
Right.
You're gonna be exposed to plenty of sunshine, so you can get your vitamin D in, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. There's open fields around the pyramid itself that are just gorgeous. I would almost suggest bringing a blanket or something and laying out in the grass. No pets are allowed, so you should be pretty good to go in that regard. We didn't even see too many birds out there, but it's beautiful. It is really, truly a peaceful place. The energy there is great. Even with the tourists, the energy is still great. As you can see, we're just showing you all the different sides of the pyramid itself. The temple, which is, I believe what they were saying was, it was basically a clock.
Mayan calendar.
Yeah. Perfectly aligned with the sun, tell you what time of the day it is, I'm assuming.
Well, and this is where people come to during the spring equinox to see, because that's where the way the sun hits during the equinox, it looks like there's a serpent climbing up the pyramid. So as amazing as it sounds, I probably won't try to hit it up. It's just going to be too many people, but it sounds absolutely amazing.
So here is there's another section behind the pyramid. Again, the city itself is around the pyramid, and I just love the precision of how this was laid out. Back here was actually two sections. One was the shopping area or the marketplace. And then there was just this another beautiful open section to sit and be still. It was cool back here, so yeah, head back there if you're getting a little overheated. We sat back there quite a little bit, and then just again to marvel at the buildings. You can get up close, see what's going on, read the inscriptions and things, and just, again, marvel at how this site was built and how many years. I think it were like 900 to 1200 AD. This was actually built. Certain parts of it is just amazing. And there's Quasi buying stuff.
Oh yeah, he was having a ball, y'all, out there, thinking
Shopping.
he had some money when he did.
Right, just a shopper. But we actually, like I said, this is probably where we spent most of our time. We got back here and it was cool. And we were like, yay, grab a seat on the concrete.
It was a lot to see. You can get pretty close to the actual structures and see the carvings and everything. So.
Right. And this is the front of the area that we were just in the back. And you're going to walk and you're just going to keep walking. There's these smaller buildings on the outside. Then they tell you what the buildings are. Like this building in particular, I think this was either the Jaguar.
It's the Temple of Venus, pretty sure. Yeah, so it has like symbols of Venus actually on the temple.
So yeah, I think this was a Jaguar, maybe not. But there were different places that the smaller buildings were set aside for different uses, and they tell you which each one of them is for. And this actually was the big sport field. I thought it was a sport.
It's a stadium. Yeah, the sign said it was the stadium, and you could actually see where it looked like the seating was for like the royalty on one side, and I don't know where everyone else sat, but it's just massive. It's like really kind of even hard to wrap your head around it.
It's gorgeous. That was actually a good place just to see the grandeur of it all too, up close, because you could actually touch the outside wall here. So this is gorgeous.
It was hot.
So we ended it all. We were there about 2 hours, and of course we were hungry afterwards, y'all. So we got us some chicken. You got to try this place right here. They cook it right there on the side. It smells so good, and it was so delicious. I'm not sure what they seasoned it with, but could be seasoned with hungry, because we were definitely hungry. So we stopped and hooked it up for us real quick. Shout out to the Mexican chicken. And that is Wandering Soup at Chichen Itza.
Thanks, y'all.